Welcome to The Right Move. This is a podcast put on by us, Pamela Bathen with Oak Realty and Stephen Greenberg with Oak Realty. And our goal here is to highlight businesses and people from the area so we can showcase what a rich and vibrant place this is to live and work. Case in point, we're sitting in the middle of this stunning podcast studio that popped up in our offices thanks to Fernanda Mello and her husband and their business, A&F Consulting. It is available, and we will do a future episode on how you can get a hold of this yourself. But in the meantime, I have the pleasure of introducing Beth Reynolds, who has a very long job title, Director of Economic Development and Community Outreach. I'm also going to introduce Lisa Churchill, who is a much easier job title. She owns Blush Bouquets in Ashland, Mass. It is right across the street at 20 Front Street, and their phone number is 508-881-1140. You're on social media at Blush Bouquets
At Blush Bouquets Boston.
All right, which is perfect. We will start with Beth. There's a reason that the two are here today together, and we'll let you highlight your business a little bit more as well. But in the meantime, Beth is here because Lisa took advantage of a fabulous program that is not as well used as it should be, in my estimation, from the town of Ashland, and it's called the Business Incentive Program.
Yes.
And I'll let you describe that and then explain what part of it Lisa took advantage of.
Sure, absolutely. Okay. Thank you. It's great to be here. So the Business Incentive Program was actually created in 2019, and it was placed in order to support local businesses in town to help incentivize new businesses to come to town, as well as support existing businesses that we have here in Ashland. So our Economic Development Advisory Group, which has a wonderful member, they are pretty much the supporter and deciding recommendation. I guess they recommend the incentive programs to our select board. But the program was intended to really incentivize new business, and how it works is it's kind of broken down into three categories. The rental assistance. So if a business comes into town and they're doing a build out, we help cover their rental costs during that time. They're also building up their equipment and need to purchase new equipment. So the equipment assistance kicks into place as well. That part of the program is up to $20,000. And this is just these are just grants. It's just handing the money, saying, come to Ashland. We're going to support you. We want to be a partner with you. We want you to be successful, and here's how we're going to help you do that.
And talk to me about, so if you give a business, if we, as part of the committee, if we give a business $10,000 toward rental assistance, do they have to prove that they will also be contributing to that, or is that just with equipment?
That is just a full grant. Here you go. Here's $10,000. While you're getting ready, we understand you're building your business, and we want to help you during that time frame. So they do not have to pay that grant back. They do not have to pay the equipment cost back. In turn, we do require them to be in business for 3 years in Ashland. There is a clawback clause in there that they would have to pay it back if they were to move. So really, it's been a success. Those two pieces of the pie, and then we also have interest-free loan portion as well. So we partner with Needham Bank right here in town, which is very unique. I have not found this in any other place, but they're great partners. They actually front 40%, and we put in 60% from the business incentive program. And that goes to anyone who really they need a loan. They need to get off their feet. And this helps support them for up to 2 years. No more than $10,000. We cover the interest on their loans, on their business loans. So that's been wildly successful as well. With the incentive program is also, if there is a threshold. So if they're investing more, if a business comes in and they invest more, I believe it's $500,000, then they can actually increase $20,000 more on top of that. So we've given loans for $40,000 to businesses that have come to town. Mazi Restaurant, Tomorrow's, Dulce de Leche. Those are just some examples of some of the Ashland businesses that have really taken, a hold of the whole program.
And about how many have taken advantage of this?
So we have, so far, since 2019, we have given $402,000 out, so over $400,000. We've yielded $4.5 million, and I say that because it's important. This was a town vote, so the town actually votes every year for my budget, where this money comes out of our local meals incentive tax. So our local meals tax in town pays for this program, and at town meeting, we usually in my budget have. Well, we've put aside $80,000 now. It started at 60, now it's 80,000. And the town actually votes to put this right back into our business community. So for me, I feel like it's a win-win. But I think it's important to say that if we're giving out 400,000, but we've gained over $4 million in revenue and in success, they've bettered their businesses, the buildings are stronger, the community is stronger. We've brought in over 40 new jobs. So we've assisted 26 businesses in total since 2019, and we're growing. So I think it's a really great tool. The last piece of the puzzle is the sign and facade improvement program, and that was designed to really help support existing businesses as well as new. And so that's why Lisa is here today, because the sign and facade improvement program is a matching grant. So there's a little stake in it for our existing businesses, where they're expected to pay half, and it goes up to $5,000. So if a project is $10,000, we'll pay $5,000, they pay $5,000. And it covers everything from an awning, a new sign. We've given several grants actually for new pavement for parking lots, which people laugh about, like, what?
But
That's
it looks great.
But it really does.
The mobile station looks terrific.
Really does clean it up. So I think all of that was just really designed to incentivize Ashland to look better. We're investing a lot of money in our downtown, in our streetscape on 126, where our commercial business really is located. And we want to encourage people to come there, to build their business there, and to better their look and feel of the corridors.
And with that, I think Lisa and her business is a fabulous example, because the facade is so eye-catching.
Yeah.
It's right in the middle of town. It's eye-catching. And tell me about the process of using the grant. So was it difficult to apply for? How did you find out about it?
So I make it no secret to anyone that I talk to about Ashland that we are so lucky to have somebody like Beth.
I agree.
At Town Hall advocating for all of us. And so we opened our flower shop, Blush Bouquets flower and gift shop, in 2019. And Beth was one of the first people who sort of like came in and said, "Here, I'm here to help." Okay. And we started talking about all the different options of grants from the beginning. We were a little bit of a different beast in that we bought the building as opposed to renting. So there was a little bit less that we could do. But she kept saying, signage and facade, we can do something. And we really didn't have enough revenue to be able to invest in a beautiful sign that I always wanted. But I had this vision that I wanted a pink and white striped awning. Yeah. I wanted something that was going to be visually eye-catching. There's a large red awning on the store that's next to us. So for a while, I'd been telling people, look for the red awning. We're right next door with our little crappy Staples sign out front. And the process was really easy. The tricky part was finding 3 people that were willing to make me a 20-foot pink and white striped awning. A couple people said they couldn't do it.
And when you say finding 3 people, because
we have to do 3 different bids, and then submit those along with some paperwork into Beth's team, and then the best bid is the one that wins.
The lowest price.
The lowest price. Yeah. So we were able to find somebody. A great team came out. I laugh because the process of getting the grant and getting the quote was probably the easiest part. The process of getting the awning on the building and keeping it there was probably the most difficult part. But once it was up, it's been great. I joke with people on the phone to look for the carnival tent. Because it's sort of, a big eye-catching display. And, this morning, just sitting with Beth, I said, "Beth, can I use the facade grant to repave my parking lot?"
Oh, that's great.
Because, again, so much money and investment has been put into downtown. We have these beautiful new sidewalks, and then I have this parking lot with huge cracks in it. So I think that'll be the next one that we go for is, look out, there might be pink striped pavement in front of Blush.
Which I love too, because now you're pulling in another business right next door to you, saying, let's put some money into this. Yeah. Let's make this better. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for that synergy. We're looking for that energy and moving forward. So
And as far as the energy and the reason you're here as well, you're very involved in the community and people love the shop.
Yeah.
So your favorite parts about being here?
Literally, it's the community.
Oh.
Last night's a great example. We had downtown trick or treat last night, and we had 150 or more little tiny children in their costumes coming in, interacting with all those kids, meeting moms, seeing customers I know, being able to introduce new people to the store. That's really my favorite part. Being able to just meet people and develop connections. So through all of the different community programs, I'm lucky to have made this my home.
Well, we're lucky to have you, and that's for sure. Has it changed at all from the time you've started till now?
In what respect?
Have you gotten busier? Has downtown gotten busier? I know it's been a challenge with construction, but I think it's been still pretty vibrant in that area.
Yeah, I mean, if we could go back to 2019 and start all over again. So it was, a challenge from the get-go in that I purchased a 60-year-old flower shop that was so beloved within this community. And I think when the previous owners closed, it was sort of heartbreaking for a lot of people involved. And then I came in and I sort of turned everything they were doing upside down. So people had to get used to me and the way I was doing business. And then, we were hit with a global pandemic that pandemic that shut everything down. So I always, we did a lot of work together during the pandemic in terms of how am I going to change my business? And that word that we all love during the pandemic is pivot, right?
Yes.
How am I going to change and continue to survive and thrive? And so that was when we brought in all of the gift items and really developed a website where people could shop online from all over the country, which they're doing. I think people are still learning who we are. We're not even 5 years old yet.
Yeah.
So that's what's amazing to me is to see what's going to happen. We're growing. Our footprint is expanding. We're getting more and more deliveries into other towns outside of Ashland. So yeah, it's changing. But I think all of the investment that's going into downtown to make it a more beautiful place for people to come and stay. The new businesses that are coming in with Sub-Zero and all the other, new energy and new blood that's coming in is really helping. We all have this vision of let's create this hallmark downtown where people want to come and stay and spend some time and spend some money and have a great meal and maybe try some beer. And, that's what all of our hopes are for our downtown.
I do think it's important too. I don't want to miss this little tidbit of what Lisa also does, but she supports women-owned businesses all the time. Her products are women-owned businesses, and she does a lot of pop-ups. So her sip and shop events and just different seasonal events that she has, she's always supporting women in business. And I think that that's a great quality that she also brings to the table and to the community.
Yeah, absolutely. As a young female business owner, I think it's only right to support other people who are also trying to make their dreams come true. So almost 100% of the brands that we carry in the store are female-led brands. We carry local whenever possible. It's not always easy, but we're trying to find local. I just found a brand new to us, artisan, female, young mother out of Wellesley. We're carrying her stuff in the store now, really beautiful stuff for the holidays. And like Beth said, we're hosting sip and shops, probably one a quarter. But that's another opportunity for me to bring friends of mine within the community and the surrounding communities who own female-owned businesses to come in and introduce a bunch of people, whether it's a catering company, whether it's Clocktown Liquors, who's owned by my friend Laura. We bring her in to do wine tastings. It's just, and, bring your girlfriends. And then after you're done at our sip and shop, pop across the street to Stone's, go down to Erica's and have a drink. It's just trying to get a little bit more action in the downtown area, as well as supporting other women.
Which I love. Can you tell me, I'm sure you are massively busy, and if you're not, we're going to make sure you get there. But right now, what's the process if somebody needs to use you for a function, or what is the majority of your business? Are you doing bereavement flowers, or are you doing functions? Are you doing a little of everything?
It's a little of everything. Before I started my career as a flower and gift shop owner, I was actually an event planner for about 10 to 15 years. So we love events at our store. I tell everyone, we can always do more events. The majority of our flower work is the day-to-day birthday, anniversary, a lot of bereavement flowers. Our website is available for ordering. You can always check us out. We're at blushbouquets.com. You can always call the store. Like you said, our phone number before, 508-881-1140. We take same-day deliveries up until noon during the
And
week.
I'll interrupt to say we'll have that in the show notes.
Yeah.
So we'll have all the contact information in the show notes.
That's
Go
great.
right ahead.
And then you can always, pop into the shop, see what's fresh in the cooler that week, and we put together custom arrangements right on the spot. And the process for booking an event, whether it's a bat mitzvah, an engagement party, a wedding, is just come in and have a chat.
Perfect. And I love that because that's exactly what we're talking about. How do you do business in a wonderful community? You talk to each other. It's wonderful. With that in mind, Beth, how do people talk to you?
Right. So I'm in Ashland Town Hall. I'm up on the second floor. My door is always open. I always say that.
Do you even have a door?
I do have a door.
Oh, you do?
Only
It's
during
always
Zoom
open.
calls is it
That's what I
closed.
like.
That's it.
I didn't think
It
you
is
had a
always
door.
open. Yeah.
Seriously, go ahead.
That's so funny. So the business incentive program can be found on the Ashland website. It's ashlandmass, MASS.com. And my direct line is 508-532-7905. And I can also, email's a great way to contact me as well. And then I can just forward applications or whatnot. But all the applications are online. But my email is breynolds at ashlandmass.com.
And I'll put all that in the show notes too.
Terrific.
Which is, I'm thrilled to have had you both here. This is a kickoff podcast, I guess I will say. But speaking of all that, I do have to give another shout out to Fernanda, who is behind the scenes right now, thank goodness. Another woman-owned business in Ashland.
Absolutely.
And we're very proud of her. This has come together beautifully, and it's going to be an enormous asset to the business community in this area. Keep us in mind, it is The Right Move is the podcast, and we can be found on Spotify and Apple and all the usual suspects, but mostly on our website, oakrealtyma.com. And look forward to seeing you next time. And if anyone wants to be interviewed by us or has any comment or question, feel free to give us a call. And you can find us again on our own website, oakrealtyma.com. And thank you very much.